I love bubble braids as a summer hairstyle because it keeps the hair out of the face, protects it against humidity, and it looks super cute too. So you got to start off by wetting the hair, and I mean like really saturating it. You want to be able to run your fingers through it. So I just use a spray mist bottle of water, usually like lukewarm temperature. And then I just start to run my fingers through it. Depending on when she's had a hair wash will affect how long this takes me. But usually it takes about 5 minutes of just running my fingers through, making sure all those knots and tangles are out. If it's proving a little bit difficult with just the water, I use some detangling spray. So this is the Little Curls detangling spray that I'm using here. Important step, lift the hair up. Curly hair has layers, so you've really got to make sure that the water or any product covers all of the hair. Okay, when you've done that, it's time to go in with the needle comb and part the hair. I'm going to do it in 3 sections today. Sometimes I do it in 4, but it's got to a good length now where I can do it in 3. So I'll start by taking the first section of the hair at the front and just using that needle comb to get that nice straight line. If you've got the patience, or your child has the patience, you can get it super straight, but we just take what we get, you know. Then use a hair tie to just tie the rest of the hair back so you can tackle this front bit. So I'm going back in with the water again. Sometimes I use gel at this point, but I'd only washed her hair a couple of days before, so I didn't want the gel to be in her hair all week, as I usually only wash her hair once a week. So you can see I'm just using the brush to gather it all together, and then I just use 2 elastics to keep that bit in place. To be honest, if you use little bobbles, it lasts longer and it's better for the hair. I just find that elastics look a little bit neater, but you got to weigh that up. Okay, now it's time to do the second section of the left side of the head. So you just did exactly what you did for the first. Create another section, try and keep it roughly even so that it's going to fit into nice 3 sections, and use that tooth comb to get that nice straight line again. Now you can put 2 elastics in this section to tie it together, but what I tend to do is just tie that back with a bobble and then come back to the first section to join it to the second. So I'll show you what I mean here. So come back to that first section, make sure it's completely knot free, twist it around, and then attach it to that second section. So gather all the hair together and then get that front twist, tie it into the second one and put 2 elastics in at that point. If you find it hard to keep that second section neat whilst attaching them together, just tie that one off first and then attach them with another elastic band, it doesn't matter. Then lastly, as you would expect, do the same with the third section of hair. Don't be afraid to go back in with the detangling spray or water, just whatever you need to do to make sure that it's knot free. You can see here again, I'm just twisting and then attaching, securing down to the head with those elastic bands. And then you just repeat the same on the other side. It's easier to get the lines this time because you just match them up to the ones that you've done on the left side. When this is done, I go down the parts of the hair with the Mielle oil just to keep the scalp and hair hydrated. And finally, I use the Eco Gel and a little brush. You can use a toothbrush as well, just to layer edges. Now, I don't do this perfectly. I just kind of wing it, brush them around. You'll see what it looks like in a sec. So here is the finished product. If I'd used bobbles, this could have lasted anywhere up to a week, but I used really weak elastics, which please remind me to throw in the bin because this would come out by the next day. Oh, and lastly, for those curls that are hanging out the bottom, I use the Sheer Moisture Curl and Shine Style Milk. Hope this was helpful. Follow for more.